immisupport.com is the showcase website for our immigration outsourcing services. So I have been in IT staffing for over 20 years, being an immigrant myself in this country, and I worked with a lot of workers like H-1Bs, filing their H-1B petitions, their green card petitions, and advocating for rights, including I was a part of the H4 EAD campaigns in the past, where Mr. Wasden also assisted to get the rule up and running so people can get their work permits. So going back to immisupport.com, this is a service of our existing platform, Staffingly, where we are providing with close to about 300 agents. We provide outsourcing services for the healthcare industry, like long-term care pharmacies, doctors. And I have been an immigration blogger. I have been a immigration host, and we have been also running this channel where this is being aired right now, Immigration Talk Show, bringing in a lot of attorneys for the past 1 year, interviewing those attorneys, educating the immigrant communities, and helping the attorneys showcase their services and improvise on their brand. So after being successful with the outsourcing services, and given the background I have in staffing industry for over 20 years, and I do know post-pandemic, there is a shortage of workers, and there are high costs. There's more competition for not just for the healthcare industry, but then for immigration law firms. And I would assume when it comes to immigration law firms, they definitely need a 24/7 service. It's just that somebody's calling out, and the work should not be stopped. So based on our experience all these years, and also looking at the providing a cost savings, then I have discovered this talent in India. There are tons and tons of immigration specialists like paralegals who have worked with law firms, who have with law degrees. They come with the law degree background, educational backgrounds, with exceptional communication skills. There are tons that we can find starting at 5 years of experience, who are apt in filling the forms, apt in drafting letters. And with the current AI like ChatGPT, OpenAI, this has become a cakewalk. And we currently run 24/7 operations. So the idea is to cater specifically when they say legal process outsourcing. My vision is to focus only on immigration attorneys. And I see a gap. I have interviewed myself a lot of companies to seek services. They're not up to the mark. They don't specialize in immigration process. But given our background, given my personal background, I thought I would jump into something like this, where of course this is a for-profit business. Then I quickly called, for example, Swapna, who used to work with me as an immigration manager at my other company. She moved to Canada, and then with a lot of experience, she worked with large firms, U.S. firms and Canadian firms in immigration law as an immigration manager. Then I reached out to her. I brought her back in. I said, let's launch immigration outsourcing services. And I really want to work with people that I know. I really want to work with people who have experience. Then I also brought in Srinath, who comes from a lot of media, digital marketing, and legal background. He himself is a lawyer in India. And that's how this whole story started. And hopefully, with the help of everyone here, everyone watching, we're able to provide more jobs and make sure that the attorneys save money, immigration law firms, and help them 24/7, 365 days a year, even during the upcoming peak H-1B season. This is the whole goal. So primarily, when we say legal process outsourcing, it focuses on virtual paralegals, an attorney, a law firm, immigration law firm. If they're hiring somebody remote in the US, they can always hire someone remotely from India. And this is the primary service where we are going to be supporting with client intakes, collecting documents, filling the forms, drafting cover letters, drafting RFE responses, so on and so forth, getting everything ready for the attorney review. And once the attorney gets it ready, get the package ready to be shipped to the appropriate departments like USCIS or Department of Labor, or create online accounts, work with the attorney accounts, or work with the popular immigration softwares that many of them, the time is of the essence. I don't want to get deeper into what platforms, so they can do variety of functions. Now, there is also another story where immigration law firms lead scheduling consultations, talking to their clients on a daily basis. So we also have virtual immigration receptionists who can take those calls, intake clients, answer their queries, give them case status updates, and schedule meetings with the attorneys, collect payments, so on and so forth. On top of this, right now we are AI powered. So we do a lot of research, and we have generative AI technologies into many of our processes. On top of this, we can also help with redesign of websites and digital marketing as well. But the primary focus remains with paralegal assistance, and because this is where we know any mistakes can mess up. Attorneys don't have time. I do see people like Mr. Washington spends 16 17 hours a day running around, looking at the paperwork, looking at the forms, reviewing case documents, then attending courts, attending agencies, representing their clients. So this is where we want to make sure there is a thorough, expert preparation of forms without a mistake. I'll give you an example. I'm taking too long, but then on a green card application, if somebody said Hyderabad, Pakistan versus Hyderabad, India, country of birth, it makes a big difference. So these are little things, which can add up to dangerous effects later on for the client. So we have tested, we have a multiple layered approach before we complete the document and send it for the attorney review. So this is in a nutshell.